Welcome to the Secret Recipe Podcast. I'm your host, Mz.Skittlez. Guys, it's another episode of the Secret Recipe, and I'm sitting here with Jessica Rich.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God, I've been knowing this girl for so long.
So long. Like literally like 10 years, I think.
Yeah. And the evolution of where we both are is
it's crazy.
Insane. And it honestly just shows the tenacity, you know, like how tenacious you have to be to just keep going and reinventing yourself.
Constant.
So for the audience that doesn't know who you are, which they should, go ahead and give us a little bit of your story.
I'm a shoe designer, Jessica Rich, and I am from Michigan, born and raised, and I lived in LA for 12 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 years. It feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
Literally.
Wow.
Literally.
And so where did you get your start? Like,
I started reality television back in 2008.
Okay.
I was on a reality show called Real Chance of Love, and that was like Real and Chance, and they had their own show. I don't know if you remember that, but that was that whole deal. And I was like one of the final 3 girls. My whole goal on that show was just to make sure I got to the very end because I wanted to make sure that I like had a name for myself and had like some camera time, which I thought I would spin off for my own reality show, but never happened.
Okay.
They never gave any of those girls shows, but that was my goal going into it. I was like, you know what? I'm trying to get into the entertainment industry. I wanted to be like a model and all that kind of stuff. I did video vixen and all that. But I was like, I have to stop. I can't continue being a video vixen, you know? So that show really started my career into just being like known. You know, I was hosting parties all over the world and, you know, get paid $5K to show up at a club. And like those days were great. And then I moved to LA just trying to figure out like, I was like, Lord, I want to just be paid for being myself. Yeah. What can that be? And I was really like obsessed with Lala Anthony's career, like her being like a person, like what you're doing right now, like being like a host on something. That was my whole goal, and I started doing like different auditions, things like that. And I booked a couple things. I remember I like finessed my way into Access Hollywood. I literally like used to call the studios and be like, hey, I'm a fashion expert. I want to do a segment, like how to look good for a budget. And one day they ended up calling me like, Jess, we want you to come on and be a host on one of our segments. I was like, oh my God, this is my dream. And I got on there and I'm up with like all my models and stuff, and I'm showing them how to do like a Cookie Lion look for less for like from the Empire show. I had to recreate all Cookie's outfits for $100, and I saw myself on the show. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, I made it. I'm gonna do this. And then she's like, Jess, there's not that many black hosts. She's like, good luck, you know. And honestly, there wasn't that many. Yeah. Until Terrence J, who's a good friend of mine now, who, you know, I've known him even in 106 and Park days when he was doing that back in 2006. He's like, Jess, it was a hard process to get that E-roll, you know? I did it, but like, it's not easy. Wow. So, I was like, okay, let me just give up this whole dream of being a host. And then that's kind of when I fell into fashion. And then from fashion, I just started my own online store. And then the online store took off. And I was doing PR and marketing for other brands prior to that. And, you know, they would see me and they would, Jessica, you have so many contacts. Like, so like, just give that necklace of mine to your friends, and like, how much should it cost me? And I'm like, it's like a business I can start. Because I did have a lot of contacts in LA. And I started my own PR thing, like, just $5,000 a month. And I had like 4 or 5 people, and I was making mad money. But then I noticed after the contract ended, I'm like, wait, what do I do now? Yeah. That wasn't sustainable. Yep. Constantly like having a client, not having a client. I was like, I can't rack my brain around this inconsistency. So that's when I started my own brand, and then here we are, like 7 years later. Wow. Because I already had the contacts, you know? Wow. But it didn't dawn on me in that moment until they let me go.
How important is networking? Like, for that person that wants to be in the entertainment industry, that wants to start a shoe line, that wants to start a boutique and get it on celebrities, how important is networking?
It's the only way I made it to this point.
Wow.
It's beyond the tenacity. It's the networking first, then the tenacity. Because once you network and you get in the rooms you need to get in, you then to yourself have to continue to keep up with those relationships, tap in, make it organic, not pressure. It has to be natural. If you don't click with someone, you don't click with someone. Yeah. You can't just do it because of who they are. You know, it has to be natural, and it has to feel good too.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of times people have a challenge of getting in the room. Or maybe when you're in the room, you don't know how to maximize it. Yes. I feel like for myself, I'm not a good, I would say, most people would say you're absolutely crazy, but I would say I'm not a good networker. I just know when I get in the room, the person that I need to meet and what they need and how I could be a service to them for us to connect, right? Yes. But for someone that maybe not like me, how do you get in the room and use that spunk to get those resources and connections out of
Wait,
it.
do I know the person already? It's like, do I know who they are? Do I not know? You're just saying just straight networking, right? Honestly, this is something that, because I'm the same way as you, I go on with a purpose. And when I walk into any restaurant, even till this day, I sit, I scan the room, I see who I see. If I see anyone I need to know or no, I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? I'll go up to them. If it's someone that I already know, I always make the contact and just say hi. But if someone that I don't know anybody, then I tell myself I have to leave this room with 3 numbers. No matter what, I have to leave with 3 numbers. And it forces me to then go up to people I don't know to network. And I'm telling you, I did that all Grammy weekend.
Wow.
And I met this designer at Nike. Like so many people I met that I had like a lawsuit. I needed a new lawyer I met. There's so many things I met this weekend just by doing this 3 thing in my head.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's not easy to just go up to people. And people look so rude all the time, you know? And I come off very aggressive already.
Really?
Oh my God, people think I'm the biggest B word. They're like, oh my God, you're so aggressive.
Got that from you.
Because I'm so aggressive and I talk very stern.
Okay.
And you're like, what's wrong? I'm like, no, I'm just talk stern. Like, that's just what it is. And it's not like I'm mad, but I can't talk like this either, you know?
Yeah,
it's just how I speak from a very young age. My mom's the same way.
Wow.
But people can take it as like, whoa. And like, oh my God, you're so cool. I'm like, yeah, so just ignore my voice.
Yeah.
I have a hosting voice. That's just what it is. Yeah.
I think that's an advantage though.
Right?
Because you can actually walk in and hold a conversation.
Yeah.
You can turn a conversation.
Yeah.
Like if someone is like, no, I'm not interested. You're like, no, you are.
Yeah.
Because this is why.
Yes, and I sell them every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
How important is it to sell yourself?
It's very important to sell yourself. You have to literally sell yourself because if you don't sell yourself, no one else is going to buy. You know what I mean? It's just like you have to literally be like, I'm the shit. You have to. Because the minute you don't have that confidence, it's going to reflect in everything you do. Wow. Honestly. I could have the worst day and I could have cried. I could have had the biggest breakup. I remember me and my boyfriend, I broke up once, and the next day I had to go into this crazy meeting, and it was a big deal for my company, and I had to act like I was the best. Oh my God, yeah! And my mom was like, oh my God, and you have to literally just pretend like your whole world's perfect at all times, because as an entrepreneur, as you know, we started our own careers on our own. We had to figure out what we wanted to do, and had to push forward and get to where we are. So the minute we don't have that confidence, it can go left in 2 seconds.
Yeah. So I think when you have a team, right, or people that you've grown with, it can make you lose confidence in yourself. If you don't have equal players at your table that have the same hustle and ambition, and they're not burned out, and they're not bringing their personal, stress or what they got going through at home, and it can dim your confidence. Have you ever experienced that?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I have calls with my team, and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? Because the minute that, it's like you feel like, wait, what? You have to keep the energy always high no matter what's going on, because there's so many pieces to the puzzle when you're running a business and you have a team players. If you're not all on the same page, it can mess up a lot of things. Yeah. It's to the point where I called my girl yesterday. I was like, hey, let's talk about this. It was very important. And she's like, hello. And I'm like, what's wrong? Oh, I'm taking a nap. Okay, cool. Call me when you wake up and you're refreshed. Yeah. Because I'd hate for this to go left for any reason because of we're both going through. You know what I mean? It's just best to have the best energy at the time.
So take me back to when you started Jessica Rich.
Yes.
I'm imagining you opened you went to magic show, or walk me through those beginning stages and how you got to where you are now.
Honestly, in a fast-tracked world, it was the PR thing, and then my friend's like, what are you gonna do now then? I'm like, I'm just gonna go downtown and get dresses and start selling them, because mind you, before I was doing PR off the reality show, I had a jewelry line, costume jewelry just like this. Oh, so I was already into the online thing, trying to sell my followers something to make extra money. That was the time to capitalize on that. Yep. So I was already familiar with having a store, so I just reopened it again without jewelry this time, because jewelry wasn't a great profit maker. Yeah. It was I bought it for $20, I sold it for $40. I made $20. Yeah. It was a lot of money. I'm like, I have big bills, So what I started doing is buying cute dresses and stuff, and at that time, I was actually supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop. I was casted for Love and Hip Hop, and I didn't really want to do it because I just broke up with my boyfriend, and we weren't going to get together. In my mind, I knew that he didn't know that. But I would hate to go on television with this relationship, trying to make it work on TV, and I knew it wasn't going to be forever. Yeah. So I just said, no, I'm not going to do it. But I did the online store to just have something to push on that show. Yeah. So when I said I'm not going to do it, I kept doing the online store, started giving it to all my influencer friends. which I was doing for the other company as well.
Yeah.
Should have been me from day one, but God took me through that to get me to my own thing.
Yeah.
I never wanted to have the responsibilities of having a company. I wanted to just get paid.
Yeah.
So now that I have my own feet wet into it, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's just take this full force. And overnight, I'm saying it was overnight success. Like, I gave out so much free stuff in the first month or two that when everyone finally posted the dresses, it was like viral. It was like, oh my God, the new LA store that was like, this is before Fashion Nova.
Yeah.
This is like 2015. So that was really good, and I started getting press from it, and everyone was wearing my clothing. And then in 17, that's when the shoes came about, because Fashion Nova, the sales, my sales started to drop because everyone's so used to seeing Fashion Nova on the gram that my dresses of like 200 or 175 are too expensive now.
Yeah.
So then I lowered my price point to like 100, and I seen it pick it back up again. But my boyfriend was like, "Yo, Jess, start a new wave." I'm like, "What wave?" He's like, "You should do shoes." And I'm like, "Shoes? I'm not a shoe designer."
Yeah.
And I can't even tell the world like, "Hey, here's a shoe for me," because I've never been to shoe design school. I've never even design school. Having an online boutique is cute because it's like not my own stuff.
Yeah.
But to design a shoe is different, and I'm scared to even try that.
And the inventory.
And the inventory and the investment. So, you know, I sat on the idea for 6 months, and I remember I was in New York City, laying in this hotel that I would stay at called the Royalton Hotel, and I look over to have 6 pair of Christian Louboutin shoes, but the same exact style, but 5 colors, 6 colors. And I'm like, wait, why do I like the shoes so much? The arch is a so Kate. I'm sure you know the so Kate. So I looked at the I was like, wait a minute, but if that was clear, it'd be so sick. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is the idea. And I Googled it, it didn't exist. Clear pump Cinderella didn't exist. And that was the first design, and that's when it went viral. And I ordered 1 sample, and I got the sample, and it was perfect. I don't know how it was a perfect sample, but I just said PVC, so Kate, and the factory understood how to do it. And I had to think about the packaging. I was like, yo, what can I do that's cool packaging that girls don't want to promote? So I made a clear box to match it. So clear box, clear shoe. It was like the Cinderella clear box, clear shoe. Yeah, and then that was what the whole thing was. So that was my first design. And I hit all my influencer girls, and they're like, Jess, I need it. I'm like, I only have 1. They're like, what do we do? How do we get it? I said, listen, post this 1 picture of it, and I'll send it to you when I get the stock. And then when everyone posted, I had 50 girls post that 1 picture, and it went viral. I make 10K in like an hour. It was crazy. What? Yeah.
So you use pre-order money?
Yes, pre-order to buy the stock.
The inventory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did that, and that's how I launched my brand, literally.
What?
Yeah.
And so the inventory comes in. Do you deal with any headaches?
And it was only me. I had no other people working for me at this time. It was me only. I was doing all my shipping, everything on my own. I was out of my apartment. I remember I lived here in the Palazzo. It's a really cool place, swanky place in West Hollywood. And I had my entire living room as my office. And I didn't want anyone working with me yet because, like, you know what, let me just see how this goes. Let me just see how the whole thing goes. And after a while, I'm like, okay, I need help. And that's why I got interns and stuff to help me ship stuff. Yeah. But it was great. It was I miss those days of me doing everything on my own, kind of.
I know.
I do. I miss the growing pains of, I'm still growing, but I'm still missing, like, me doing my own orders. I had nothing else to do. Now it's to the point where I can't even keep up. It's like insane. It's insane. I'm in retail stores now.
I know. How is that?
It's so nuts.
What was the first store that was like, we need
Nordstrom's. No, DSW. Sorry. DSW hit me up right before COVID. It was 2019. Yeah, 19. They emailed us, and it's so funny. I didn't see the email for like a week. What? We didn't even see it. I'm like, wait, what's this DSW? I'm like, oh my God, do you guys wholesale? I'm like, oh my God, yeah. So we sold the DSW, and then following COVID 2020, that's when Nordstrom's hit me up. And they called my store. I just moved to the Beverly Center. Yeah. So I took over the Giuseppe Zanotti store at the Beverly Center.
Wow.
Beverly Center called me and says, Jess, we want to have you in the mall. I'm like, what store? Like, Giuseppe Zanotti just left. I'm like, what? I'll take his store, of course. And I walked in. I was bawling my eyes out. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, from a 1 shoe to no stock, $1,000, to now take him to Giuseppe Zanotti store, I'm filling shoes that I never in a million years thought I would fill. It's just insane. It's from tenacity and just like never giving up, you know?
Wow. This is so incredible.
Thank you.
So tell me, I believe in the secret recipe, there are some highs and some lows, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me about the lows that you went through building out this brand.
This episode in conversation is powered by Girl Mob, a digital community for female entrepreneurs everywhere.
I mean, consistent team, hiring, quote unquote, people who on resume look great. They work for me. They see I'm not easy to work for. I'm very 9 a.m., 9 a.m. Yeah. Not 9:05.
Yeah.
I can be late, but you can't be late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just people not committed to the brand, having to restructure my team over the years 5, 6 times. You know what I mean? Finally having a great solid team now, but taking that, because you know, you want to pass the hat off to someone at some point. My mom suggests you can't be hands-on forever. And I'm to the point now where it's like, you know, I want to live my life now. I want to travel. I want to do more things. So, you know, trusting people is very hard too, you know. Never had funding. And thank God, like for the pre-order thing was very stressful for me because I'm like, okay, I'm getting the pre-order money to buy the stock, but to really stack up what I need to stack up to have advance money, my credit wasn't the best at that time. I didn't have a boyfriend or a sugar daddy or anyone to like help me out with that. So it was just me like trying to like keep up with the orders and like, you know, I finally got my credit so I could get loans and stuff, which was great, but it was a struggle of financing at first, you know. So it was a lot of struggle.
Wow.
Insane, right? No playbook.
I think exactly what you said.
Yeah.
So many people don't talk about.
Yeah.
They're like, I was an overnight success.
No.
I went viral. No. All the pre-order money covered my orders, but they're not like, I bawled my eyes out when, you know, I shipped 100 shoes and I realized I didn't charge enough for shipping.
Yes, and I had to go on my account to buy. Oh, I've definitely done that before. Yeah, 100%. We definitely charge shipping, but there's been so many things. Like, how about this? How about when the shipment comes in and half of it's damaged? You know, and then you're refunding all the orders, and you already had the cash in your account, you have to refund. You know, it's you name it. We've been through it. You name it. Yeah, it's been
How is it with the retail stores?
The retail stores are life-changing.
Okay.
Life-changing to the point where, you know, customers that didn't know my brand now know my brand. Yeah. I've been in so many rooms in so many different cities, and I've had girls come up to me and say, oh my God, I've seen your stuff in Nordstrom's. And I'm like, wow, this is so nuts. They love the shoe. They look me up. They see, you're a black designer. I didn't even know you're black. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Just like their audience is great. Yeah. You know, all my retailers are great. My partners, Bloomingdale's, everyone's been so great. So supportive with just everything, you know. It's very important. Because my mom's like, Jess, it's so funny you say that you're now in these stores because you manifested it. Why? I'll never forget, I was in Nordstrom's one day and I was walking the floor and I saw Steve Madden had a replica of the Cinderella, the shoe, my first shoe, but 2 years later. So I picked it up and I'm like, Mom, look at this. I was like, Mom, look at this. I was like, Steve Madden copied my shoe. I'm so mad. Why is this not my shoe? And I threw it on the ground. Literally, I'm not kidding you. And I'm trying not to cry. So freaking at that moment in my mind I said, Lord, I have to be in Nordstrom's. I have to get in here somehow. How can I get in here? And mind you, I've already emailed the buyer, never got back to me. And, you know, me digging through the internet trying to find the buyer's contact, maybe it just wasn't the right contact. Yeah. So then fast forward, 2 years later, they're calling me on the phone, asking me if I wholesale. We want you in 5 stores. We want you now in 20 stores because you sold out in a month. To now, I'm doing a collaboration with Steve Madden next year. Sorry, next week. I'm flying to New York to do a Steve Madden collaboration. So they call me like, Jazz, Nordstrom's like, Steve Madden called us. He wants to talk to you. I'm like, what? This is like last year. I'm like, what? And I meet with him in New York, and he's like, how did you do it? How the frick did you do this? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're 5 years in, you're sitting next to me on the tables? Who are you? And I'm like, wow, you're right. Who am I? And it just kind of dawned on me. I was like, homie. Yeah, it's insane.
I have chills because, like, oh my God, you know my story. Right? With the Cupcake Mafia.
Yes, listen, she had the cutest stuff ever. Literally the cutest stuff ever. Cupcake Mafia, all the, girl, pink, everything, shirts, everything.
And let me tell you how funny our stories are.
Yes,
right?
yes.
When I met you, I flew from Cleveland, Ohio with a suitcase, and we were in Atlanta. I flew with a suitcase of t-shirts, right? And I was like, okay, if I just get on all of the reality girls, if I just pull up to all the reality girls, here I am. I would literally go to all the people I knew. So I started with like Tiny and Toya. I drove to their house and I'm like, hey, throw this shirt on. And if you post a shirt, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do all these things. Because I only had like 5 shirts.
Right.
I only had like 5 shirts. So then I took it off of them and I'm like, okay,
I need it back.
I need it back.
Yeah.
Because I need to ask the next girl to put the shirt on and post it. And I remember like so many people supported me. So many people was like, okay, this is awkward, but yeah, girl,
whatever you need.
Shirt back, post it. And like that's the power of like relationships. And it's honestly like manifesting. Like when Forever 21 wanted to have my brand in their stores, I thought about those moments. Like if I could go back and thank every single person that like put the shirt on, and I didn't even buy it. I didn't have inventory, and so for you to walk in a store and be like upset and like, oh my God, and now doing a collaboration is just
insane. It's so scary. It's actually sometimes scary. I'm like, Lord, why are you like, and I'm not saying, Lord, why, but it's just like one of those things where you keep thinking of something and it actually happens.
Yeah.
And it's back to back to back to back. When it came down to like the first celebrity who wore my shoes, down to like, I envision like J-Lo now, 5, 10 J-Lo placements, and just like, you know what I mean? It's just insane. Like, you know, like every day we're giving a star, someone, Megan Fox here, Beyonce wore my shoes to the Grammys this last weekend. Yeah, it was a replica though.
Wait, what?
Let's talk about that. So that's what I've also been dealing with. J-Lo wore my shoes to the Grammys this past in the silver dress, but it was a replica of my shoe. But what's even crazier, it's the girl I used to work for who fired me, who I did her PR for, who now copies my designs.
Wait, what?
Yeah, insane. Yeah, crazy, right?
How is the replica? How do you deal with that?
You
the
know,
replica space.
It's one of those.
Because fashion is so.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And, you know, we have cease and desist letters that go out. We have a legal team and all that. But it's to the point where it's like, you know what? I've had some great people, big designers, say, Jessica, if you worry about the competition, you'll never even like sleep. You know what I mean? How many times big people have gotten replicated?
Yeah.
Save it for a rainy day. If it's to a point where you're like, one day you're broke, you need this, then sue someone. But keep going. Let them catch up to you.
Yeah. You're already on to the next.
Let them catch up to you, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh my God. But does it make you cringe a little?
Oh, are you serious?
On the inside.
For sure.
Beyonce could have had on a non.
Yeah. It's crazy because we all have the same stylist contacts and that kind of thing. So, you know, after a while, people will understand, like, okay, we know who's copying who, and we know who not to pull from anymore. And we'll know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm very respected in Los Angeles, and my contacts are great. So, you know, I have a great support team when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing you've learned over this year?
Yeah, the last 30 days? January? These last 30 days of this year so far? Anything can happen at any moment, and that's always been the thing, but literally in this industry, you have to keep your mental state, because at any moment, like that day with the Beyonce, I could have been like, oh my God, the world's over. But no, she has 10 more on my shoes, she could wear it tomorrow. You know what I mean? So keep going, never give up. Nothing's ever that serious. You know, my mom dealt with cancer 10 years of my life, from, you know, being senior in high school up until 10 years. It goes away, comes back. Almost lost my brother to colon cancer 3 years ago. Almost lost my dad to prostate. And there's bigger problems in the world. And I'm so blessed to be in the space that I'm in. And if I died tomorrow, my life has been great. And I've done everything in my power to make sure that I've done enough for the, girls out there who follow me, who ask me for advice. They DM me. I'm never a weirdo. Never say, oh my God, I can't help you. I'm so helpful. I just no one ever really helped me get to where I'm at, as far as like, oh my God, here. I had to fight for my contacts.
Yes.
But I don't want to be that girl.
Yep.
I want someone to just like reach out, and I want to help them.
Yes.
You never know. Because people can be 1 degree from like giving up. Yes. Like really giving up, like on a bridge or on a cliff or like on a pill. You never know. Yeah. So just save someone else's like life if you can. Yeah.
That is so important, and honestly, this is why I'm doing a podcast.
Yes.
Because I think that my story is so vast and what I've been through, and like there's so many layers.
And do you still have Cupcake Mafia?
So I sold it.
Okay, congratulations. That's also the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sold the business, and now I have a co-working space called the Bakery.
That's so cute.
So I kept all of the
same aesthetic. That's so cute.
And honestly, to help other female entrepreneurs out, like I wish there was a bakery co-work when I started out. I wish, imagine being able to come and find a designer and a publicist and influencer and create content all in one space. Yeah.
So it's just a great movement. Congrats. I need to come visit.
Yes. You gotta come to Atlanta.
I'll be in Atlanta in 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah, 18th through the 20th, I'll be there for a shoe show. So I'll come down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Atlanta Shoe Show.
Do you still do the shows?
You know what's funny? I just got into the shows. Okay. So the Atlanta Shoe Show is 18th through 20th. I'll go there with a booth set up. We'll see what happens.
Are you going to do magic?
I did coterie, which is basically magic. And I did that in New York in September. I'm going to do it this September again. It's twice a year. I'm only doing it once a year. Okay. It's great for contacts. It's great. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you.
If there was one thing that you can say and like you wish you had a little more time to do, what would
Oh my God, it's funny you say that, because I had like a mental breakdown like 2 months ago. Like not in the point where it's, oh my God, I'm giving up. No, it was more so like, okay, God, love my life. I'm so happy, but I need to travel the world. I've not been a lot of places. I've never been to London. I've never traveled. I've not traveled and like been places. So I want to learn more culture, and just because LA, if you leave here for a week, you like set yourself back a month. Yeah. Literally. Like, it's like everything's just so, it just keeps going.
Yeah.
So I just want to like just be able to space out 1 week a month and travel. Wow. So I've been doing great so far.
And that's so crazy that you said that, is because at the end of last year, I felt like I had a mental breakdown as well.
Yeah.
I felt like I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
I was just, couldn't think. I couldn't be creative.
Right.
I felt uninspired.
Yeah.
And I went through just like this
weird
space of burnout.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I literally took like a 2-week sabbatical and just left, went to Bali.
See?
And did nothing but think and
That's
write.
it. See?
And like now I feel like I'm the best version of myself.
Yes.
Like it was like so deep down, and I was talking to a friend and she was like, "What are you afraid of?" And I was like, "Girl, I'm not afraid of nothing." She was like, "No, you are." She was like, "You're running from something. You're hiding from something. And I don't know what it is, but you gotta go find that out."
Yeah.
And like that, you need friends in your life that's gonna like call it out of you.
Yeah.
Because like where I am now and what I want to do, it helped me understand that Skittles, you've been on 11, 12-year run.
Yes.
You've been hustling. You've been
There's
grinding.
no breaks.
Yeah, it's no breaks. It's no evolution. It's
Nothing.
no stop. And look at yourself like it's hard to see the picture when you're in it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So it's no time to ever stop. Get out the picture and look at it and be like, wait, is this picture crooked or not?
Right.
Like, and be able to fix it.
Yeah.
You know, or paint a new picture.
Yes.
So for me, stepping out of my picture to look at it again is like, what does my life really look like? Am I truly happy?
Yeah.
What is it that I really want?
Yeah.
Wait, is this picture crooked? Oh, wait, maybe I should do it
Do
this
this.
way.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
That's so important.
No, it is, and it's you don't. But people say you can do this, but until you're in it, you don't know when you can actually really step away.
Yeah.
Because people don't know what you have going on. It's hard. So to really now be able to, like, from March, I'll be gone all of March. March is my birthday month. So I'm going to do the entire month in, like, Europe.
What?
Yeah. And just, like, I have so many contacts I made. I just won a really big award alongside, like, Amina Mawadi and Christian Louboutin. Like, in New York in November, so I'm friends with Louboutin now. I'm, like, going to contact, it's just, like, like, European contact.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap into that.
Okay, girl.
Yeah. I'll let you know. Come up. Yeah.
I'll come up for a couple of weeks.
For sure, please. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so I have a game
Yes.
to end this off.
Okay.
Well, let's start by asking you, what is a book that you suggest everyone read?
Oh my gosh. One book that I loved, besides the Bible, is I would say Why Men Marry Bitches.
What?
Yeah, very good. Because I'm like, I feel like I'm this girl, but when I read it, I'm like, okay, I am this girl, but there's some things I could have tweaked a little bit, which I've tried to work on. But yeah, it just kind of shows you like why guys don't like nice girls.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's just not a challenge.
We gotta read that.
It's good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Okay. So now I have a game. It's called Quick Bake, right?
Okay.
So it's really, really quick.
Okay.
And you gotta answer. Don't be scared.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Beyonce or J-Lo?
J-Lo.
Okay. Paris or Dubai?
Dubai.
Christian Louboutin or Jimmy Choo?
Louboutin for sure. My favorite.
Really?
Christian Louboutin for sure. I don't have any Jimmy Choo shoes.
Really?
Never even really walked in the store that much. No.
Okay.
Not that I love them. It's just like a little bit more older vibes. Like it's very Manolo, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Beach or city?
City. I'm not a beach girl.
Really?
I hate the sun.
Really?
Yeah, I hate the sun. I don't like the sun. I like to keep my skin tone. I hate tan lines.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate them.
Okay. Club or library?
Library.
What?
Yeah, for sure. I hate the club. I think I spent so many time in the clubs in my 20s that I was like, I can't. Yeah.
Okay, Drake or Little Baby?
Oh my God, obsessed with Drake. Drake. Okay. I'm friends with his dad, but Drake. I was actually in a party in Miami, and he was there. And we were sitting in the bathroom line together. I was like, oh my God, it's Drake. He's here. I'm obsessed.
Destiny's Child or 3LW?
Oh my God, Destiny's Child. For sure. I'm obsessed. But I love 3LW too, but Destiny.
Okay, Britney Spears or Pink?
Pink. Oh my God, I love Pink. She's
Really?
so good. Yeah.
I love Pink.
Love her.
Oh my God. That is flats or heels?
Heels. Love heels. I've been wearing heels since high school. And my mom used to be like, Jess, why are you always wearing heels? And back then, I got best dressed for in high school. I didn't even know. Like, I was like, didn't even try. And I was like, wow, it correlates to me wearing heels and never wearing sneakers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Me
they said
too,
that.
Me too. I've
right?
always been a heel girl, yeah.
I hate flats.
Yeah.
I wear them now.
Me too, because I
like, yeah, in the daytime it's easy to man, you know, but they're always the cute ones, like, you know.
Yes, cash or credit?
Cash. Love cash.
Oh,
I can count cash so fast.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if you ask my mom, what's one thing don't mess with Jessica is her cash. Like, if you owe me $5, I need my $5. Like, don't play with me. It's one of those things. I'm just like, you owe me $5.
Oh my God. Okay, peace or happiness?
Happiness. I'm at that very like happiness phase right now.
Yeah. Same.
For sure. Because you can be peace, but then you're not happy. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is amazing.
So fun. I love the game.
How can they find you?
Jessica Rich on Instagram, and my Instagram is Jessica Rich official for the brand, and then jessicarich.com.
I am super excited. I'm headed to the best.
Yes! Oh my God! Whatever
shoes.
you need. Yes, I got you.
I already have a couple of pairs.
Yes? Oh my God,
I bought them in Nordstrom's in Vegas.
Oh my God, thank you. So much for supporting me.
I'm super excited.
I appreciate it.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you.
Like, from literally one brown girl to another.
Listen.
Like, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So I'm so proud of you too.
And if you don't hear it enough, like, keep going. You are inspiring so many girls to pursue their dreams that would have given up, because we don't see many brown girls in this industry that are winning. You don't. So keep going.
Thank you. For real. You too. We had these moments we'll call each other.
Yes.
Like, we have a breakdown. Like, what's wrong, girl?
Seriously, I'm going to call you.
For sure. This is so fun.
You guys, this is another episode of The Secret Recipe. If you enjoyed this episode, comment below. Make sure y'all follow Jessica Rich and hit up jessicarich.com to support. See you on the next episode.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.